1 day away. My name is Andrew Siciliano. We have a jam-packed show today. So much to get to. The Hall of Famer Harry Carson will be here. Bernie Kosar will be here as well. A Buckeye that could have his name called tomorrow, Baron Browning, will also join me. But let's set the stage first, shall we? This is the 7th consecutive year that the draft is not going to be in New York. Now, I am including last year in which Roger Goodell was in his home in New York, but I am not calling that a New York draft. And this is what it's going to look like walking on that stage up to the podium where the names will be announced tomorrow night, 32 of them. We announce now Aditi Kinkhabwala's name, who is there right by the stage to take us behind the scenes. Hi, Aditi.
Andrew, we won't be in Roger Goodell's basement, but guess what? Roger Goodell's basement furniture is here. It is actually backstage at the draft stage, and I've been told that Jane Goodell does not want the furniture back. She said Cleveland can keep it. The setup here is absolutely outstanding. The draft stage is actually the biggest it has ever been for the NFL draft, and as you can see behind the scenes, instead of the one big green room, the NFL has created little pods, separated areas for each of the 13 players, or is it down to 12? I think it's down to 12 since Caleb Farley had a positive COVID test. The 12 players that will indeed be here tomorrow. The pods are different sizes based on how big each player's entourage is. They will walk through an unbelievable walkway onto this stage where there are album covers, Andrew, for each of the 32 teams, because of course we have to pay an homage to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is also here in Cleveland. I'll tell you this before I send it back to you. The bustle, the hustle has incredibly picked up in this city right now. It definitely feels like there's going to be a party tomorrow, whether it rains or not.
Let's not focus on the negative. It is going to be a sunshiny day like it is there today. Aditi Kinkhabwala in Cleveland. Thank you, Aditi. Hey, new right now, it is time for the final mock drafts, and I was just handed Charles Davis's final mock draft. It's on NFL.com/Davis. Looky. He has Justin Fields going 8 to the Panthers. Sam Darnold, move over. Justin Fields could be joining you. That is, according to Charles Davis. Now, Sam Darnold's old team, the Jets, Chuck T has Zach Wilson going there, which I think everyone has Zach Wilson mocked to the New York Jets. Kim Jones with us live in Florham Park outside that Jets building where they're expected to make that call tomorrow. Kim, what kind of fit are they saying that Zach Wilson could potentially be in that building?
Well, I think in this case, numbers tell part of the story, Andrew, and I am curious once we can ask some questions and get some real answers where people actually say Zach Wilson's name. How much play action played into all of this? Last year at BYU, Zach Wilson threw 20 touchdowns and not one interception. No interceptions on play action. And the 49ers, from whence Robert Saleh comes, as well as his offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur, used play action the 7th highest amount in the NFL. So certainly that is a big part of this scheme. Zach Wilson has the ability, obviously, because he's shown it at BYU, to play in that scheme and to be successful in that scheme. In fairness, Sam Darnold did not succeed with play action here with the Jets last year. We would need 25 minutes to talk about why things went awry last year. Right now, that's not important, though, because we're talking about Zach Wilson. We're talking about that number 2 pick overall on Thursday night, Andrew.
And I love the fact that you did so by saying from whence he came. Not Carson. Yeah. He's now in Indy. But just, in general. I think it's fantastic. Thank you, Kim. That's me, not you. Go ahead. I hear Rio laughing in the background. All right, we're actually going to San Francisco now. So how about that transition from 2 to 3? Mike Yam outside Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, where the 49ers will be picking 3. And the 49ers are dealing, they did a couple of days ago, Mike, with the anxiety of the fan base, maybe not wanting Mac Jones. We don't even know it's Mac Jones.
No, we don't. By the way, smooth transition on your part. I actually talked to two guys who know the quarterback game very well. I'll start with Matt Leinart, former Heisman Trophy winner and a guy who won a national championship. I asked him specifically about Mac Jones, and he had said, look, he's a day one starter in the NFL. He had pointed to his overall accuracy. We've made reference to it, 77% completion percentage, best in FBS history. But what really impressed Matt was his ability to find accurate throws under pressure. In fact, he said he understands defenses and where blitzes are coming from better than any quarterback in this draft, which obviously includes Trevor Lawrence. But on the flip side, you got the ability of Trey Lance. Jeff Garcia, four-time Pro Bowler. He talked me through the quarterbacks that the Niners could take at number 3 earlier this morning. Andrew, his voice got quiet like he was telling me a secret, that he was just so excited about the prospects of what Trey Lance could be under Kyle Shanahan. He mentioned what he can do in terms of the arm and the athletic ability. He said, look, he can beat you with those long bomb throws, but he can crush you with those long runs as well. In fact, he felt like the options were limitless when it comes to Kyle Shanahan and what he wants to implement offensively.
Wow, Jeff Garcia getting into the show today. San Jose State legend right down the road for him. Mike Yam stands right now outside Levi Stadium. Thank you, Mike. More on the Niners throughout this show. What if I told you, though, that the final mock draft hay is in the barn? Daniel Jeremiah's official final answer, 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. It's presented by DraftKings, everybody. You want to tune in. DJ just locked up in a hotel room in Cleveland. He is ready to get everything off his chest. New right now. Oh yeah, what do the Falcons do at 4? They have a rookie head coach. They have a rookie general manager. They have a veteran quarterback. Let's hear from that rookie general manager.
We've talked to every general manager, and that's just normal prior to the draft to communicate with general managers and see what teams are willing to do. But some things will only happen on the clock. And so we'll be prepared, and we'll have went through the scenarios, but it's just a weighing process in terms of what we would get compared to the player that we think would be there.
All right, Ian Rapoport, live now in Cleveland, our NFL Network insider. We are fully now, Ian, just over 24 hours away in that period of what do we believe? Because there's so much out there. Like, what do we believe? When Terry Fontenot says we've talked to every team, well, of course he has. He is doing his due diligence. Could they really be on the move at 4?
I believe it is something that the Atlanta Falcons will consider moving from 4, maybe sliding back a little bit. Worth noting that no team wants to slide all the way back. This is a draft with really a limited number of elite players. If you slide back to, say, 10, 11, 12, 13, you might miss them. I don't get the sense the Falcons want to do that. Would they be open to moving back a couple spots? Maybe. But here's my understanding of the situation the Atlanta Falcons are in, just based on the people I've spoken with. Kyle Pitts would be someone I know they are considering at number 4. The do-everything tight end from the University of Florida, really maybe the most complete draft prospect not named Trevor Lawrence. Then I do believe the Falcons are considering a quarterback as well. If Trey Lance is there at 4, the North Dakota State quarterback, one of the smartest quarterbacks teams have seen in a very long time, would they make that move, get the quarterback of the future, and have him sit a couple years behind Matt Ryan? Those are among the things that the Atlanta Falcons are considering.
Kyle Pitts on this show yesterday said he believes the first 4 picks will be quarterbacks, including the Falcons, for whatever that is worth. All right, Ian, also a day before the draft, we get more news about medical situations. Caleb Farley has a back issue that has been reported. You had that story on Monday of his second procedure. He also now has a COVID issue. He is okay, though, for what we understand?
He is okay, but he did test positive for COVID-19 after an NFL-administrated COVID-19 test. This according to his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, which means that Caleb Farley, who was supposed to be here with us in Cleveland, is not going to be here. Just posted a video on the Twitters basically saying that nothing is going to ruin this day for him. But just think about, Andrew, what the last couple months and couple years have been like for Caleb Farley. Back surgery, opt out, back surgery, go through this process, face all the questions with not a lot of tape for teams to watch, get here to Cleveland, finally make it here, still considered a likely first-round pick, then get COVID. Obviously, another issue we are tracking here involving Christian Darrisaw, the very highly respected tackle from Virginia Tech, someone who also is considered a likely first rounder. There's some curiosity about him. Just did position drills at his pro day. My understanding is Darrisaw very quietly had core muscle surgery to correct an issue that he dealt with late this season. So if you're a team kind of studying his tape from late in the season, he was dealing with a pretty serious groin injury. He should be fine. His medical check in Indy was all good, but just another issue to consider for Darrisaw.
All right, and he did play well despite that injury. He was a guest a couple of weeks ago, and some people have linked him to his hometown team at number 19, potentially Washington, if that team does stay there. Just throwing that one out there to consider. Ian Rapoport, NFL Network insider in Cleveland, draft stage behind him. Ian and Tom Pelissero had the news earlier today. I believe Garafolo might have been in on it as well. I don't want to take anyone out of it. That Antonio Brown is going back to the Buccaneers. He'll be 33 in July. It is a one-year deal worth up to